Can you hear me? Is it picking up? Awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're good.
Yes. See, for sure.
There you go.
Recording already.
We're already recording. You
Oh,
already know
gosh.
it is Promise Mangum Pop-Up Podcast. We are out here at Engagement. I'm going to remember this one day. Engagement and Inclusion Summit 2019. One of the best summits I have been to. Right here in WinstonSalem, North Carolina at Venture Cafe. Homegrown. Entrepreneur. All around business person. Doesn't play around. And I know that's just a little bit of everything else that she has because she's awesome. But I want everyone to know who you are from your mouth. Who are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine Beard of Ajoy Consulting, Chief Strategy Consultant. We offer strategic business development services with project management, facilitation, event management, language services, as well as strategic business and strategy development.
Hey, when I mean she's the first person who I talked to for NC Brew Crew, the other podcast, y'all already know what I do. Drink beer, review it, and stuff like that. I hit her up. She literally whipped me into shape for NC Brew Crew. That's why you don't see a Pop-Up Podcast Instagram. That's why you don't see all that stuff for Pop-Up Podcast, because this is just a passion of mine. But she saw something and the potential in NC Brew Crew, and she's the one who did it. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I
You
appreciate it.
build business. You build brand. How long have you been doing it?
Well, I think of everything that I do as a project. So I've been doing project management for, over 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
That started in, I feel like the name is a fancy name for getting things done. So ever since I was in like middle school, high school, I've been the person that people come to get things done.
There you go.
So as far as building brands, I would say probably since college. I helped my brother promote a lot of parties, especially for homecoming parties and different events, and we would host celebrities here.
And what's your alma mater?
My alma mater at UNCG. However, have a definite love for A&T. Of course, they're still in our hometown, and of course, they bring the biggest homecoming every year. So we definitely were smart and learned how to leverage that gem that Greensboro has in the city. So, but I would say as far as building brands, that's literally where my first experience and start of building brands happened. Learning the hustle and grind work of putting on events and promoting, getting the word out in every way possible, whether it be on social media or direct hand-to-hand contact, like trying to be everywhere where the people are to make sure you don't miss a beat. And to be honest, that was the only reason I started my very first Facebook profile, was because I was promoting an event with my brother.
There you go. So I like the word that you said, leverage. So you leveraged the amount of people that are going to be at A&T's homecoming for UNCG.
For A&T. We had parties. So I was studying at UNCG.
Gotcha.
But when it was time for A&T's homecoming, that was when my brother and I would plan parties in advance for the week of homecoming. However, we leveraged the population and the influx of traffic that was coming to the city to have parties and make some revenue.
Do you see that? Taking knowledge and transferring that into making a bigger pie, a bigger bag. That's exactly what just happened here. Now, you are doing something. Doing Jiho. And I can say it because hopefully I don't get sued.
Well, as part of my continuing education as a growing and continuously learning entrepreneur, and also to feed my clients, one of the things I did learn in a recent patent and trademarking class is, as long as you're not using that term to drive traffic for your own financial benefit, then you're good.
There you go. Hey, so doing A&T's homecoming on October 24th, you are hosting, promoting, and presenting Everything Black 365, right?
Yes. So Everything Black is an event that is the impetus behind us with the objective to promote and provide quality exposure for Black-owned businesses locally and nationwide, to give a platform for facilitating collaboration within the Black-owned business community, as well as outside or across different business communities, to diversify business relationships. So even if you're not a Black-owned business, you still should be here, especially if you support diversity in business and commerce. We have a lot of business owners that are not Black-owned, and they are intentional about diversifying their business relationships within the community. So they seek out companies that are not white male owned, or even, so to speak, white female owned, to do business with, just so that they can do their part in increasing diversity in commerce and business, especially in Greensboro, North Carolina, given the history of race relations.
Now, with you saying that, it's pretty awesome where you're having it, where you're hosting it.
Yes.
If you don't know what's happening, I think you can tell us.
It will be at the International Civil Rights Museum on October 24th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that includes a catered meal, which is delicious. Lots of curry and international cuisine with a Creole twist. We'll have some cobbler, and we'll have some lemonade, and then, of course, catered headshots. And we can't forget that we're actually going to have a wonderful guest speaker, Dr. Adrienne Booth Johnson, who does business and has hosted and created nonprofits in Africa, Ghana, and Liberia, to be specific. She's also headed up in an executive capacity organizations within Coca-Cola for over 30 years. And she also has her own consulting firm and has written a recent book called Taking The Do's and Don'ts of Financing. So she'll be talking to our guests at Everything Black about taking your business to the next level and going global. So we're uber excited to have her bestow her words of wisdom and experience upon us at the event, just like we have had here today. I mean, today was a phenomenal day. Wilson, Chisa, Penix Brown, they never fail to rise to the occasion and set the bar. They outdo themselves every year. So I really, really enjoy being here at EIS 2019, aka Engagement and Inclusion Summit 2019. Every time I come, I make some phenomenal and invaluable connections. So if you missed it this year, I'm not sorry, because it was all over social media and everywhere. But I hope that you will take advantage of next year's opportunity to attend, because it's some really pertinent information. It's not just about, networking for the sake of, how can I make more money and just grow my business, but how can I grow impactfully with my business and make an intentional and diligent impact by being a business owner, especially a Black-owned business owner? And how can I be more responsible about the way I conduct business in creating jobs, creating a sustainable legacy, and how do I ensure that this is not something that's just going to disappear in a matter of decades?
What now, when you're saying that, being responsible, what exactly do you mean? I think I know what you mean, but it's like, as far as when it comes to a minority business owner, Black business owner, whatever, when you're talking about that, what is that key that you want to drive home for people?
Thank you for asking. So I just attended Kezia Williams of the Black Upstart. Phenomenal young lady. I just attended her breakout session, and she talked about how many small business or entrepreneurs there are in the U.S. And she stated there were 2.65 million of those businesses. How many of those businesses or Black-owned entrepreneurs can actually create jobs or can afford to hire other people? Only 109,000. That is an alarming number. It's not a large number at all compared to the total pool of entrepreneurs that there are. So the perfect example that she gave was, if those 109,000 businesses folded, all of those Black employees that they hire would be without a job. So being responsible is, once, having the courage to create the business, create a sustainable business, getting the information that you don't know, always seeking to find out what you don't know, but then also looking at, how can I create this wealth to surpass myself, my children, my family? How can I create this wealth or this legacy to be sustainable enough to help others, so that way, should something happen to myself, the business will still go on and my impact will not end once my life ends?
One thing that I do want to point out, now, I don't know if it was a black-owned business here or whatever, but I know a lot of the Burger Kings closed here in Winston-Salem.
Mm-hmm.
And it came because somebody died, like one of the head persons died or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, I don't feel like running the business no more. So they just decided to shut them all down.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely tell what you just said. It's like a big, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You don't want, okay, well, I'm going to leave this for my family or whatever. And then nobody knows how to run it. And
Absolutely.
it's kind of like, well, bye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that I can definitely see about that and understand where you're coming from on that end of everything.
Yeah. I'll add one other thing if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Another part I've left out of being responsible is knowing the policies. Like they opened up with different policies that are set in place to disadvantage us. If you are not white male or white woman, there are policies that are set in place that are explained and highlighted in the color of law, as Wilson Lester recommended to us in the opening of the event. Also, another young lady in the crowd talked about, or in the audience talked about, the color of money. So, and there's a lot of things that we don't know growing up as children and as aspiring entrepreneurs, as aspiring homeowners, achieving the American dream, so to speak. We don't know that those things are already set up for us to fail, to hold us back, including the FHA. So that was an eye-opening video. Highly recommend that you as part of being responsible, learn the policies that are set in place that are supposed to help, that are supposed to hinder you, so then you know how to maneuver around those effectively and navigate, so that you can teach that information back to, whether it's not your own children, but definitely your family members, your friends. If you're a consultant like myself, you owe it to your clients to let them know and ensure that they are equipped with this knowledge as well. So, I always like to say, I don't like politics. I don't like getting into politics and government, but if you pay taxes, as one person said, you are in government. You do interact with the government. But if you're in business, you have to be informed of politics. It only makes you much more savvy and much more knowledgeable, much more effective as a business owner when you are aware of policies, laws that are set in place. And if you can be a part of the groups that can help influence and change those things as the narrative changes, as the demographics change in America. This is a very transitional and pivotal time in our history. So I'm very thankful to be here to witness it all and do my part.
I think one of the biggest things, well, first off, because I did see this before my phone died, the Piedmont Capital Fund, I think I said it right, hopefully I said it right, they asked, did you like the video that was first presented? So did you like that video? With the housing? Opening video? Yeah.
Yes, and actually I saw a video that was that talked on that subject. It was called The Color Tax. At the International Civil Rights Museum about 2 weeks ago. They had a showing on a Saturday afternoon that talked more about how housing and redlining was done by design, and kind of leading up to this huge again, this opportunity zone discussion. If you're not familiar, please educate yourselves. Please become familiar, enlighten yourselves, attend these discussions. Because it's very important. It goes, it's talking about gentrification, but it's more of a higher level, higher scale of things. So much more, I would say, a much more sophisticated conversation. And but it's definitely not impossible to understand and get a grasp on, especially if you're an investor. If you're an investor or of some people who have opportunities to invest in something, definitely tell them, go to the conversations, go to the meetings, go to these different forums, or just go online. Talk about, look at your municipal website, City of Greensboro or City of wherever you live, and look at opportunity zones. You just never know what might be in there that you can actually participate in. But yes, I did like the video. I think it was imperative, and I thought of, I'm always thinking of my clients and my colleagues and mentees like my children, so to speak. So I'm just like, wow, there's about 10 to 15 people immediately. I'm like, I wish they were here, but they're definitely going to hear the information from me because I'm always sharing.
Yeah, you are. You are always sharing. Like I said, Promise Mangum, Papa Podcast, we are down here. Hey, we're down here. And this she has helped me so much. So this is a little get back. I can't do everything, but hey, just being on the podcast, just love it.
Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity and the time. And again, shout out to Wilson Lester, Linda Comstock, Chisa Penix Brown, aka Lady Business. They do an amazing job, as well as the rest of their supporting team. So kudos to them and awesome work. And I'm sure that next year is going to be just as phenomenal for EIS 2020 and Engagement and Inclusion Summit for 2020. So again, get your tickets early next time. Please do. I actually, Wilson said I was the first one to purchase a ticket, even though it was an early bird ticket. I was the first one. So that shows you how amped up and excited I am. And one, it just shows the value that they provide. So
whelming value. I mean, like, best summit I've ever been to.
Yes.
And I've been to a couple this year. Mm-hmm. So best summit.
Absolutely.
Best summit. Hey, Promise Mangum, Papa Podcast. Quick question. Let's just go into a little spitfire round, wherever the case is.
Oh gosh.
Do you think the Lady Business IG was hacked?
Do I think it was hacked?
Yeah, because remember she lost that,
and
she has to now go by Chisa's Prince Brown.
To be honest,
So do you think somebody was hating and hacked her, or what? Yeah, I know, this
I know.
If you don't feel comfortable answering the question,
well,
whatever.
I'm just going to say this. I don't get into petty discussion about things like that, but I am a strong believer in that we plan and the universe laughs. However, she's a phenomenal woman all around.
Oh, yeah.
She's a big heavy hitter in the community. Has just as big of a heart as many of the other women in our community. So with that being said, she didn't miss a beat. Yeah. And sometimes things happen for a reason. Whether she was hacked or whether somebody was being malicious, they only helped her, because now guess what? Her name, her government name, or her birth name is now out there as opposed to Lady Business. So in any case, she definitely did a hell of a job of turning that lemon into lemonade. So whether it was hacked or not, kudos to them for doing what they didn't intend to do, and kudos to her for handling it like a pro.
That's it. And I was just saying that just because you already know, you put out the Lady Business stuff. I ain't said nothing about that, so you said it. So I was just going to see what your thoughts were. See.
Yeah, it was unfortunate when it happened, but I said it's that's lightweight to a giant. So
that's all. Hey, that is it. Promise Mangum, Papa Podcast. We'll be back. EIS 2019. Y'all should have been here. Y'all. That's it. See y'all later.
Take care.